This is Yuumi, one of the only champions hated by basically everybody. She went from being one of the most problematic supports in League history to essentially disappearing from the game after Riot declawed her in a rework back in 2023. But I recently embarked on a challenge to try and hit Master Tier while mastering every champion in the game, so I decided to lock in Yuumi for 100 ranked games. According to U.GG, you should build these items, take these runes, and use Exhaust and Heal, or Exhaust and Ignite. After learning Yuumi's basics, I then watched a few tutorials on YouTube from creators who were really taking it upon themselves to step into the shoes of a Yuumi player. I'm watching this guy, doesn't even have his hands on the keyboard. Look at this. I then hopped into one quick match to test Yuumi waters a bit and put all this shit into practice. What the hell? This match went surprisingly well and made me feel like I was ready to get this 100 game challenge underway. So I hopped into ranked, starting in Platinum 4, and got into my first game. Immediately in Game 1, the hatred behind Yuumi's became very apparent to me. It's miserable to play against because you have this enchanter healing, shielding, and buffing everyone up on the team while being completely untargetable, and it's miserable to play as because when you're Yuumi, you cannot do anything on your own. If you even try to go ward by yourself, you're just a free 300 gold. You are at the complete whim of your teammates' decisions, which in low elo makes you want to just fucking gouge your eyes out.
Go crazy!
We, of course, lost Game 1 off of that play, but it did teach me right off the bat to choose who I leech on wisely. In Game number 2, I saw what it was like playing against a more aggressive support. Absolutely terrible. I felt utterly useless on this champion during laning phase. That feeling of uselessness continued into teamfights as well, as I would sometimes lose track of myself and be attached to nobody.
Enemy double kill.
Game number 3 started off pretty rough again, but we were saved by the enemy Zeri jungle, which was somehow more useless than my early game Yuumi. I truly felt like I was more of a spectator watching the game unfold around me. I was getting literal AFK warnings while in lane during Game 4. And I think those were an omen for how I played in this early 2v2 with Draven. In Game 5, I decided to try detaching again to help my Nunu and Vladimir. No! Why? I even gave placing wards solo a try again. I thought that my only pathway to victory on this champion was by doing all of the following. Win the matchmaking coin flip and get the better ADC. Play against a more passive support who lets you just survive the laning phase. And stay on your carry and mash all your buns to just try and keep them alive. You are not dying. If any of them fell through the cracks, the game felt hopeless. In game number 7, my Lucian just wasn't having the best game. In game number 8, we were matched against Nautilus and Misfortune. I was able to land some quality Qs in game number 11, securing Smolder and some kills in lane. And in game number 12, it was just a shit show. Since Yuumi's mechanic can be understood by a literal fucking 4-year-old, mastering Yuumi is much more of a mindset thing. And my mindset was in the wrong place at the start of this challenge. I'd succumbed to the idea that every game was a complete coin flip. Only problem was, it becomes kind of hard to believe that every game is a coin flip when you just start losing every game. Yeah, I lost games 14 to 20 consecutively on Yuumi. Looking back at the footage, I can hear myself basically blaming everyone else in the game but me for the losses. Yeah, this guy can't farm though. This Yasuo is so lost at that. So I decided to look into what some Yuumi one-tricks were building in theory crafting. When I studied one of the top Yuumi players' match history, they were instead building something like this. Moonstone Renewer into Dawn Core, then Mikhail's or Redemption. Why is this important for Yuumi? Healing and shielding is basically all you have on this fucking cat. So after making a Kindred ADC rage quit in game 21, I set out to give this new build a try. I still lost. In this one, the guy threatened to leave the game if I didn't get out of bot because I was playing Yuumi. I can confidently say this was the lowest point for me in the challenge. This is so depressing, man. I had to continue my work on changing both my Yuumi mindset and my Yuumi strategy. I watched a bunch of Challenger Yuumi VODs and also found a super helpful Reddit post breaking down different ways I could try to solo carry on Yuumi. I started right away in game 25, where I integrated the first lesson, be more aggressive in the early game. As the Reddit post says, Yuumi is at her strongest attached in the first few levels of the laning phase. You can use this strength to help your laner reach level 2 first, proc your passive with auto attacks to get more healing, and take much better early game trades. This allowed us to be in a much healthier position in the lane, get more CS, and actually take things over a bit from Misfortune and Thresh. It also gave my Aphelios more breathing room to scale and eventually take over the game. In game 26, I followed the lesson to become my team's eyes and ears. Because you don't really need to pay attention to your own movements, you can monitor the map, ping your teammates, and call for objectives at opportunistic times. The only problem with this is you become so fucking annoying to deal with. But after 2 objective calls by a jungler, I didn't feel too bad shot calling the game and kind of taking over a bit. Thankfully, I was able to convince my team when to fight and take objectives, turning the game back into our favor and getting the win after being 6k gold down. Look how far behind we were here. In game 27, I followed the lesson around leaving what is known as Yuumi's best friend. For those of you who don't know, you basically have one best friend on the team who, whenever you're attached to them, both you and them get some extra bonuses. Your best friend is determined by which champion kills the most minions while you're attached to them. It's almost always your bot laner who you spend the entire early game CSing. The problems arise when your bot laner isn't the main carry or is just shit. In this game, my Jhin was playing alright, but I had Faker on Poppy in the mid lane, being an absolute giga chat, so I spent most of the game supporting him as he was the primary carry. Yes! We're winning! We're winning games! Games 28 and 29 were both kind of disasters, but in game 30, we practiced our last lesson from this amazing Reddit post, which was to understand our matchups. We were against Ezreal and Vel'Koz, and I knew that if I could time my abilities to help Jinx dodge Ezreal and Vel'Koz's poke, we would win every trade. Just by having a plan in my head before heading into lane, I then knew exactly what I needed to do to support this Jinx and carry it. Alright, cook. Cook! 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 It also showed just how important it is to have that strong mentality around playing Yuumi. If you do these small little things to min-max your impact, you truly can help influence your team to get a win. GG. Yo, this guy's fucked. I actually ended up doing with that Jinx for 2 more games after, in games 31 and 32. After that, I had easily the best run of Yuumi games in this entire challenge. Over that 17-game stretch, I ended up going 12 and 5. It was through learning these new builds and pathways to victory that I was able to change my mindset as a Yuumi player. And to back all that up, after that long win streak, I even earned enough pass tokens to unlock the prestige Cybercat Yuumi skin. But I still had a lot more winning I needed to do to achieve my goal of climbing on this cat. And right now, I was looking more like I was speedrunning to iron. So I decided for the next portion of this challenge to shake it up a little bit. By knowing that I'd have a decent bot lane partner going into the game, I felt like it would put me at a pretty big advantage. Overall, I played 22 games in duo queue, so just under a quarter of this challenge. I won 9 of those games and lost 13. My first duo queue games actually took place before my big winning streak. There were games 30, 31, and 32 that I played with that cracked Jinx, as well as games 36 and 37, which were with my friend Jack. When we only played 2 games together, we lost both. What? What am I supposed to do? I kind of trolled him while he was trying to farm.
Help me with the minions, you fucker.
He kind of trolled me by shooting ultimates backwards. Kill his ass. What? However, a majority of my duo queue games took place after my big win streak. The first half were with my friend Bob, who is a filthy Twitch and Rengar abuser. We ended up playing 7 games together in this challenge. We lost almost all of our games at the beginning. It's fine. But then carried our games at the end. Much later on in the challenge, I added a random guy who I played with in solo queue after we had an outstanding performance in game 88.
G, man.
His name was Fat Pancake GGG. He claimed to be Bunny Fufu's older brother, which I feel like would be a very weird thing to lie about, so I kind of believe him. It was during our 10 games together that I made some valuable observations about duo queue in general. The first few games you play with the new duo aren't that much different from the Russian roulette that is solo queue, because you don't really understand how you play together yet. We got smoked in game 89. Game 90, we tried out Ezreal,
Keep it going.
which went decently well.
Huge.
But we didn't get far enough ahead to carry. Even if you and your duo are locked in, even if your mindset and mechanics are strong, there are still so many ways you can just lose. Game 91, we tried Jhin, but lost again.
Like how unlucky these games are.
How are we supposed to win? And then game 92. We won. Game 93, we won. Game 94, we won. Game 95, we won. It's kind of like you need to assemble the 5 pieces of Exodia. Number 1, you need your bot laner to lock in a champion that synergizes somewhat well with Yuumi's. Number 2, you need your bot laner to be somewhat competent at their champion. Number 3, you need your bot laner to actually like playing with a Yuumi or contain their deep inner hatred for the champion so they don't tilt into the stratosphere. Number 4, you need to actually win lane. And number 5, you need everyone on your team to not grief or choke during an intense moment. By duo queuing and having that mindset locked in, you can at least start out with 3 of 5 pieces of Exodia in your hand. But you still need to acquire the other 2, and those 2 do not get drawn easily.
Check under your foreskin.
In games 96 and 97, they were at the bottom of the fucking deck. In game 96, the enemy Scion camped our bot lane hard, making it very challenging for us to carry or get any sort of leads. And then in game 97, Fat Pancake and I actually crushed lane, but during a crucial moment in an intense back and forth game,
Elder.
we choked, giving away Elder, Baron, and our Nexus.
That was such a throw.
Duo queuing does help you, but by no means will get you across the finish line. So far, we have covered games 1 through 59 and games 88 through 97, which means there's a 28 game gap in the middle we kind of need to talk about. During these 28 games, I had one singular goal in mind. Climb. At game 60, when this final push started, I still had a negative win rate and was ready for a miracle run. I ended up going 13 and 15 in those 28 games and felt pretty damn defeated. Since Yuumi's mechanics can be understood by a literal fucking 4-year-old, mastering Yuumi is much more of a mindset thing. On Yuumi, mentality is greater than mechanics. During these games, I got overconfident,
Okay, guy's just garbage.
cocky,
What are you doing? Okay, I'm done with him.
and started blaming my teammates again for my losses.
Okay, we are all trolling.
And I backed this up in my own head using games like Game 78, where my Vayne completely griefed the game after laning with me. But the truth was, I was much more likely to single-handedly troll the game through a terrible play I made.
No, I missed.
It wasn't until the very end of this challenge, when even the prospect of hitting a 50% win rate on Yuumi slipped away, that I change. I kind of just said, fuck it, and wanted to have fun in my last few games. Games 98 and 99 were the 2 best games I had in this entire challenge.
Get him, boys. Nice. Very nice. Yo, that is a busted item. Get him. Ooh. G. Fucking G, man.
Game 100, we were against a rider, so I'm just going to blame Loser's Queue on that one and kind of forget it happened. Overall, do I consider this challenge a success? Yeah, kinda. Unironically, Yuumi is now the support I feel the most comfortable on. Did I get closer to achieving the goal of hitting Master Tier while mastering every champion? Abso-fucking-lutely not. I ended up having 46 wins and 54 losses in this challenge, so a 46% win rate, and had a KDA of 1 kill, 3 deaths, and 15 assists. But it just means we have to make up a ton of lost ground in the next champion on this challenge. Hi, everyone. It's me, Dimple. First of all, thank you so much for making it to the end of this video and watching all the way through. That means the world to me. Second of all, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. I really wanted to post a video around the holidays for everyone to watch and to enjoy. You may have noticed this video was a little different than my usual ones. First of all, it's fully league-based, not any Dota in this one. And second of all, very different editing style, very different feel. And that's because I'm testing out a new type of video for 2025. It's a new type of style I really want to try out. I want to work with editors to help increase my videos I can put out at a given time, because I'm really trying to take the channel a little more seriously in 2025, which I'm really, really stoked for. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to put this at the end of the video to let you know that from like now till start of January-ish, there's going to be 3 videos that come out all of which are done by different editors, and we're kind of trying to find a cool style for this new type of video I really want to do, which is trying to learn like a bunch of different League champions and turn it into a really cool story to share with all of you throughout my journey playing those characters. So what this means is, first of all, really going to be trying to take things more seriously in 2025. Like I said, going to have a lot more videos coming out. Going to be working with editors to really increase like the polish of my videos, which I'm super excited for. And I'm also going to be streaming a lot more, which is very exciting. So I'm going to be streaming both here and on Twitch, wherever you prefer to watch. I'll have everything linked down in the description below. Anyways, I'm super excited for these projects. I'm really excited for this upcoming year, feeling really optimistic. So please enjoy this kind of flurry of videos here at the end of 2024, and hopefully you'll enjoy seeing a lot more of me in 2025, because that's the plan. I've really worked hard over the last kind of bit of this year to build up a bit of a team and to get some kind of groundwork flowing to really up my production quality as well as my quantity of content for you guys. So yeah, hopefully you'll stop by my stream at some point. Hopefully you'll watch more of my videos. You'll be seeing more of this mug around. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Happy holidays, and I'll see you at the end of 2024 in a few more videos and in 2025. So peace out. Bye.